Hello, I am back and I just finished my 13th book this year, I think. I think. Maybe not. I don't know. Four of them were short. All of the other ones were full-length novels. No, five of them were short. All of the other, no. I don't know. Who cares? Anyway, I read Checkmate by Allie Hazelwood, and this has definitely solidified my love for her. She can do no wrong in my mind. I really like all of her books. I love the characters. I love the male interest. Is it kind of like the whole like formulaic rinse and repeat same type style thing that you're going to get with Allie Hazelwood books? Yes. Yes, it is. Is that why I like her books? Yes. Yes, it is. So, like, she knows her audience and she writes to her audience. So she knows what she's doing. Does that mean that all of the characters are the same? No. It just means that she uses some of the same dynamics in all of her books and they create really good dynamic stories. So yeah, I really like this one. So this one is about a girl. She's in high school when the book starts out. She's 18 years old and she's like graduating and everything like that. She's working at a mechanic shop under the table. She winds up getting fired from her mechanic job and she's like, oh crap, what am I going to do now? Well, her friend, before this happens, had invited her to go and do this chess competition with her because it was like a team type competition and they were missing a person. She didn't want to do it. She hasn't played chess in 4 years because of something that had happened with her dad that you don't find out about until like halfway or even more through the book. So I'm not going to spoil that. But she hasn't played chess for whatever reason. And she doesn't have time for it and she doesn't want to fall in love with playing chess because she thinks that it would somehow be bad. It would make her family feel bad in some way because of the things that had happened. Her dad was a former chess player, and I guess he had played chess professionally at some point, and she was a bit of a child prodigy. She was 2 years younger than the love interest, who was also like a child prodigy chess player. And he gets like emancipated as a teenager. He goes pro. He's always in the media because he's like the hot chess player. So people are always talking about like all the different women he's been with and all this other kind of stuff. We'll get to that. And so, anyway, so she goes to this tournament after not playing chess for 4 years and she beats him and he's the world champion at the time. So of course people are like, what the heck? Who is this newcomer that just beat the world champion? She winds up getting an offer to do a fellowship to basically study and learn how to become like a grandmaster at chess for a year. And she gets like a $50,000 salary or whatever for the year or something. I don't remember what the amount was, but anyway, a significant amount of money for her to do this. So she tells her mom that she is going to be working in like a nursing home type deal. And she goes off and does these chess tournaments and stuff like that. I really liked the romance between these two. For him, it's like a he falls first type thing, but also she's like super attracted to him right away. So like, who really fell first? She is presented only early on as being someone who very often has casual sex. There is no like shame around that. Sex is something that her family openly talks about. Even the 12-year-old says stuff about sex. They're all very like happy with her being able to explore that side of herself. She's also bisexual and they're fully supportive of that. And she tells her sister, she told her sister that like, you can basically out me to whoever you want because like I'm out and proud. I don't care who knows. And so when he shows up, the 12-year-old is like, so my sister has sex with girls and boys. Do you have sex with girls and boys too? So of course she's mortified. She's like, I told you you could tell people, but like there's a time and a place, and this is not it. Anyway, he really wants to play her again because during this champion, well, I don't really want to ruin that part, but there's a missed opportunity that happens, and he Well, no, that's later in the book. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. He wants to play her because she's the best. Like, why would the best not want to play against the best? That's going to make them better. And he's been unmatched for so long. It would feel great to kind of like lose to someone really good. So he keeps trying to like pop in and insert himself in places, and he's so nice and kind, and he like spends time with her sisters, and like you just see what a great guy he is. But she doesn't want to be involved in the chess world. She doesn't want to fall in love with it because she feels like she'll be betraying her mother somehow. As far as representation goes, yes, our main character is bisexual. Our side character, this is a little bit of a spoiler to give away his sexuality, but I want to because it's mine. So, so I gotta do it. It is not named, like his sexuality is not named in here, but I can tell you right now he's on the A spectrum. It is very well written, in my opinion. Yeah, so I really liked it. I would say he is ace, sex indifferent, with a side of like Demi minus the sexual part. So I don't know if that makes any sense at all. So for him, he doesn't experience like sexual attraction, but he does experience romantic attraction. So when he meets her, he is falling for her as a person, and he does want the sexual connection with her, but it's not like he looks at her and wants to drop his pants. Like, that doesn't happen. So sexual attraction and romantic attraction are two completely different things. And he's never really experienced sexual attraction, and it seems like he hasn't really experienced romantic attraction either. Because he says that it's like the first time he's ever felt like that, and he latches on to it, because it is such a like new thing for him to feel this way about someone. So, but yeah, I really liked that. He is like a 21-year-old virgin in here, so I like that we get to see a guy that's also still seen as like hot and sexy, and the girl who, would be labeled as being more promiscuous, fully accepts that and doesn't like shame him or like be like, is there something wrong with him because he hasn't had sex yet? Like, he's so hot, how could he have not had sex? Like, she doesn't do that. She does have a worry when they get to the moment where they're first going to be, like have a kiss or whatever, where this is a romance. Like, this is not a spoiler, y'all. They're going to get together. That's what a romance is. But anyway, Allie describes it as, like, at first it's slightly awkward and she thinks that they're not going to have that sexual chemistry there. But then he's, like, really leans into it, and then she's totally turned on by him. And, vice versa, he is to her. So, yeah, I really liked that. I felt like it was realistic. He's not, like, some huge sex god, but he is at the same time, because, like, he's meant for her. She's meant for him. And so, I really liked getting to see that in here. I would say that this is more of a new adult book. It doesn't really have a lot that takes place in the high school. The things that the character's dealing with are much more so adult problems than they are teenage problems. So yeah, I would say if you're looking for like a YA or adult crossover or something that's like on the lower end of new adult, this is going to be it. Is there sex in here? Yes, but it is like closed door. And actually, yeah, it's closed door. And then later on they do it again. Or they were wanting to do it again, but there was no condom, so they couldn't do it. So that's why I was like, wait, did they not have a condom the first time either? Because it's like the sex part is like off screen. So, I don't know. The sex part is off screen, but in earlier parts of the book, she does describe sexual acts. So I don't really know why it was off screen, because she's talking about like the girl fingering the other girl and getting each other off, and I'm like, then why can't you show us why can't you show us them? I don't know. I don't know. I would recommend this to like 16 and up. I don't know that anyone under 16 would care too much, because there is more adult problems. She's basically trying to support her whole family, and that's caused her to sacrifice her own dreams. and he is trying to kind of like pull her out of that. You do get a little bit of a Mr. Darcy vibe from him, so if you liked Mr. Darcy from Pride and Prejudice, you will probably like this, because then, you know, there's more to him than you see at first, and he also does things in the background that you're not expecting, and when you find out, you're like, oh, okay, there's like multiple things. So like one thing I could tell you is that there's one point where he shows up late somewhere and you think he's not going to come at all. And the reason why is because he took her sisters out for ice cream. And this was like a very important thing that he was supposed to be to. And he was late because he was entertaining her sisters. Yeah. So I really liked him. I liked her too. I liked them together. I liked the chess stuff. This is like a very male-dominated sport. And the funny thing is I never think of like chess as a sport, but then when you read the book, like these people actually go to like the gym to build up their stamina. And apparently when they go to the Olympics, they have to be like tested the same way they test people for drugs that are in sports to like see that they're not doping or whatever you call it. They do that to the chess players too. I was like, what? Since when has chess been a physical sport? But anyway, yeah, so I really liked everything in here. If you don't like chess, I think after reading this book, you will want to like it because you really like the characters. She says she took a lot of liberties. I do know how to play chess. I do not know how to play chess as far as like the numbers on the board and the different opening strategies and all that other kind of stuff. I've just played chess knowing what each piece does and then just doing it. So, you know, they're talking about like, oh, you open with c4 or whatever is the most common move and all this other kind of stuff. So it might be a little too technical for some readers. I felt like it worked for like the world building aspect of it. It made sense to me. A lot of the book is surrounded by chess. I would say every chapter there is something to do with chess. Even if she's not playing chess, they're talking about chess. So like, yeah, it could be a little obsessive for some readers, but yeah, this is still a 5-star for me. It does not have the same level of humor that you see in other Ali Hazelwood books, nor is there quite as much spice. It is a like he falls first type thing, but also she's attracted to him even before they meet. So it's like she's in denial that she likes him, basically. And she assumes that he hates her because she beat him and he's the world champion. And how dare this newcomer beat the world champion and she's a girl. So yeah, that's all I have to say about this book. I am so excited. This year is going really good. I'm reading great books. Almost all of them have had romances in them, and I think that's why it's going well. I think I'm just not caring about books that don't have any romance. Let's just be honest. I liked the sci-fi. I really liked the program and the treatment. That's like a dystopian story. I love that. Dystopian is one of my favorite genres. But it has a heavy, heavy romance at the center of it. And that for me is what makes the plot. It makes the stakes for me is like the romance. And I know it will work out in the end. But how is it going to work out? How much will the characters have to sacrifice to get to the end point? That's why I like reading romances. It just adds a whole nother element on top. So, yeah. But yeah, isn't this cover gorgeous? Gorgeous. This is a Book of the Month edition. It was one of their add-ons that you could get. Ali Hazelwood books are normally not put out in hardback. You can find them in hardback, some like international ones, and sometimes like some sort of book box will do them. But I know when Love on the Brain came out, there was no hardbacks that you could pre-order. They've come out with some since then. But yeah, I would say if you're a huge Ali Hazelwood fan, you should use the link. It should be down below because I have it like automatic. There should be a Book of the Month like affiliate link. All it does is if you do it and you sign up, they'll actually give me a free book. And your first book is like discounted for you, so we both win. So if you ever consider doing book of the month, please use my link. But yeah, they have all of the Allie Hazelwood books in hardback, and they're gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. And they have the Helen Hong books too, so you should definitely try that out. The Love, no, hers is not called The Love Hypothesis. The Kiss Quotient. Anyway, that series. So yeah, I really enjoy this. And actually, that makes me want to read The Kiss Quotient next, because it also has like the brainy type woman. It also has autism representation, I think, in all 3 books. So I'm like, man, if I can get me some autism rep and some like ACE reps in my books, I'm going to be very, very, very happy. I am not diagnosed as being on the autism spectrum, but there's so much overlap with the things that I have been diagnosed with that I really relate to that community. So when I read books about autistic characters, I'm like, yes, I relate to this so much. Because I'm neurodivergent too. So I really, really love seeing that in books. Same thing with my ACE rep with the romance. Give me more. If you have read any books with ACE rep that are romances where they get romantically involved and the person is not sex repulsed, they're like sex positive or sex indifferent, I want those recommendations. I want to read them. I want to read them really bad. So please give them to me. Please give them to me. She does do the same thing with Under One Roof. The male character is also somewhere on the ACE spectrum. For him, I think it could be more of a like straight up Demi situation, which is part of the ACE spectrum, but they experience rare, very rare sexual attraction only when they formed a deep emotional connection with someone. So yeah, it's still on there. So yeah, anything like that, please let me know. But that is all I have for today. I don't know what I'm going to read next. Like, now I'm like, hey, I kind of want to reread The Kiss Quotient because it was amazing. But I also have this book. If I read The Kiss Quotient, which I've already read once, it'll be a reread. But then I have The Bride Test and The Heart Principle. But I only have so many adult romances on my shelf, so maybe I need to space it out so that I don't run out, because I'm not trying to buy any books this year. And I don't have that many adult romances. So I might make myself wait for February and we can do a Helen Hong readathon. How about that? Do y'all like that? Do y'all want to do like a Helen Hong read the Kiss Quotient trilogy with me in February for Valentine's Day? Like, let me know. Let me know. Anyway, that's all. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow and we'll have read another book. I'm also trying to edit one of my novellas. So if I don't read a whole book tomorrow, I probably will read a whole book. It'll just happen to be mine. So we'll see. Bye.